Hello students, I hope you all are in good health and taking proper care of your family in this corona period. Studies are equally important for us, so let we continue our studies with topic data handling. Now, what is data? The information in the form of arranged numerical figures which can be interpreted to make decision is called data. That means collection of numerical figures from which we can gather some information is called data. For example, number of boys of your class and their height and weight, or the number of the males and females population of a city. This can be termed as data. Now, data further can be classified into two groups, that is categorical data and numerical data. If we talk about categorical data, it means qualitative data that cannot be measured or counted, like hometown. Hometown of a person may be Agra, Meerut, Dehradun, etc. So it can't be counted or measured. So this is a quality. So we'll call them as a qualitative data. Or qualitative data may be like marital status. It may be married or unmarried. A person may be married or unmarried. So this can't be counted or measured. So this is again an example of qualitative data. Now second comes numerical data. From name itself reflects, that means it involves numbers. Quantitative data like person's height and age. That means data which requires number. It can be counted or measured. Further, numerical data can be classified into discrete data and continuous data. If we talk about discrete data, can be counted as number of pages of a book. If I am having a book, I can count the number of pages it is having. So this type of data will come under category of discrete data. On the other hand, continuous data cannot be counted, can only be measured, like height, time and temperature. There's another category of data which we can measure, like we can measure height of a person. Further, data can be classified as raw data or ungrouped data. The data which is unorganized and cannot be easily interpreted is called raw data, or the data in the original form is called the raw data. For example, the time taken in minutes to complete a task by 30 students of a class are 16, 12, 14, 8, 15, 6, 8, 7, 24 and so on. This data is not arranged, so this is example of raw data. Now, here comes range. Range is largest observation minus smallest observation from the data. Each input of the data is known as the observation. Range is largest observation minus smallest observation. Largest observation from this data is, if we check, that is 24, and smallest observation of the data is 6. So range will be 24 minus 6 is equals to 18. Now second comes grouped data. Data that has been organized into groups in the from the raw data is called group data. That means when we have arranged the data in a particular group or a particular manner from the raw data, we call them as a group data. For example, the above data is arranged in the tabular form in groups. That is time taken to complete activity in minutes. This is a tally mark. Number of students, that is frequency. So we have divided the above data range into groups, that is 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25. These groups are called classes. First class, second class, third class and fourth class. Now I have used tally marks to count the number of observation or the number of the students, that called frequency. For counting observations we use tally marks, like for 5 to 10 we will take values from 5 to 9 only. Because 10 is here also and 10 is here also, 10 will not be counted in this class. 10 will be counted in the class having 10 as the lower limit. So I will be taking all the observation ranging from 5 to 9 in the class 5 to 10, and 10 will be counted in the class 10 to 15. So let me put tally marks for this. I have to take all the values from 5 to 9. Let me count 5 to 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there are 7 observation in the class 5 to 9. So I will be putting tally marks 1, 2, 3, 4, and for fifth one I will put a cross like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I will put 7 tally marks and write 7 here in the frequency. Now next topic comes class interval, class width, or class size. They mean the same thing. This is upper limit minus lower limit of a class is known as a class width, class interval, or class size. For example, for first class, class interval will be upper limit, that is 10, and lower limit, that is 5. Class width will be upper limit minus lower limit, that will be 10 minus 5 equals to 5. Second comes class mark. Class mark is given by the formula class mark equals to upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. For first class, upper limit is 10 and lower limit is 5. 10 plus 5, that is 15, and 15 by 2 is 7.5. So class mark is 7.5. For each class, the lower observation is known as the lower limit and the upper observation is known as the upper limit. For second class, lower limit will be 10 and upper limit will be 15. As we all know that data can be group data or ungrouped data. Let me take this question of ungrouped data to represent this data in a frequency distribution table in group data. Question is, the marks obtained out of 50 by 30 students of a class are given below, that are 26, 12, 18, 47, 35, 46, 28, and so on up to 29. A part is construct a frequency distribution table for the data using equal class interval. B part is find the percentage of the students who score more than 45 marks. Now this is data in the row form. I will make the data in the grouped form in the form of frequency distribution table. First, let me check the smallest observation and the largest observation. In this data, smallest observation is 9 and the largest observation is 48. By looking this smallest observation and the largest observation, we get an idea that our data is going to vary from 9 to 48. Now, I have to take a class size. If I take class size of 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, and 6 to 8, I will have to make 25 class groups, which will not be a good idea. And if I take class of 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, I will have to make 10 classes to represent our data. That will again be not a convenient way to represent our data. So by using our common sense, we will take a suitable class size. Here, let me take class size of 10. For making frequency distribution table, we will make a table with 3 columns. One for marks, then tally marks, and frequency. In first column, we will have classes. First class is from 0 to 10, then second class 10 to 20, third 20 to 30, and fourth 30 to 40, and fifth 40 to 50. In first class, this is from 0 to 10, and second class again is starting from 10. In second class, it is ranging from 10 to 20, and in third class again it is starting from 20. So this kind of data is said to be continuous data. In first class, we will be taking only observations ranging from 0 to 9. Of the 10 observation will not be counted in first class. 10 observation will be counted in second class. In the same way, in second class, we will be taking only observations from 10 to 19. 20 will not be counted in second class. It will be counted in third class. Now for first class, let me check number of the observations or the frequency and put tally marks for it. For 0 to 9 in first class, we'll check. If I look into this, I'm having only one observation. So I'll put one tally marks here and write 1 in front of it. For second class, we will check observation ranging from 10 to 19. 20 will not be counted in this class. Let me check. From 10 to 19, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So I'll put 6 tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4 and for fifth one diagonally, and that is 6. So I'll write 6 here. For third class, we will be taking observations ranging from 20 to 29. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So I'll put 9 tally marks here. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will write 9 here in front of it. For fourth class interval, let me take observation from 30 to 39. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Put tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Write 5 here. For fifth class interval, let me take observation from 40 to 49. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Put tally marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Write 9 here. Now coming for B part, find the percentage of student who score more than 45 marks. Number of student who scored more than 45 marks are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So percentage of students more than 45 marks will be 5 out of 30 into 100 and percentage sign, that is 16.67%. This question is very interesting and scoring. Question is, the following frequency distribution table for the grouped data shows that time taken in minutes to complete an activity by 30 students. First column, time taken to complete activity, tally marks and frequency. 5 to 10, 7 students. 10 to 15 minutes, 6 students. 15 to 20 minutes, 11 students. 20 to 25 minutes, 6 students. Total is 30. Now A part, find class size of second class interval. B is find class mark of third class interval. C part is find upper and lower limit of fourth class interval. Coming to A part, for second class interval, this is 10 to 15. Upper limit is 15, lower limit is 10. Class size is upper limit minus lower limit. that is 15 minus 10 is 5. Now coming to B part. For third class interval, we are having 15 to 20. Class mark is given by formula upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Upper limit is 20 and lower limit is 15. Class mark will be 20 plus 15 divided by 2, that is 35 by 2, that is 17.5. Now fourth class interval, that is 20 to 25. Upper limit is 25 and lower limit is 20. Next topic is pie chart. Pie chart is a type of a graph in which a circle is divided into sector and each sector represents a portion of the whole. For example, here's a pie chart. Pie chart is also known as a circle graph. In pie chart, circle is divided into sectors and each sector represents the data or the information. Here, each sector is representing the type of music liked by a group of people. For example, some people like semi-classical, some people like folk music, some people like classical music, and some people like light music. For making pie chart, we need central angle. Central angle is the angle made by sector at a center of circle. Formula for center angle is given by value of item upon sum of values of all items into 360 degree. In case if the given data is in terms of percentage, then central angle is given by formula central angle equals to value in percentage upon 100 into 360 degree. Let me learn how to make pie chart from the given data. The table shows the sale of popular books of different subjects. Books are math, English, science, computer and Hindi. Number of books sold are 80, 60, 100, 150 and 90. For making pie chart, we need central angle. Central angle is given by the formula value of item upon sum of values of all items into 360 degree. Total number of books sold, that is sum of all values of all items, that is 80 plus 60 plus 100 plus 150 plus 90 equals to 480. For making central angle, we'll make a table of 3 columns. One is books, second is number of books sold, and third one is central angle for the books sold. Maths 80, English 60, science 100, computer 150, Hindi 90. Now central angle for maths book sold will be value of item, that is number of math books sold upon total number of books sold into 360. Solving it, I will get 60 degree. Central angle for English book sold will be number of English books sold upon total number of books sold into 360. This will be 45 degree. Central angle for science will be number of science books sold, that is 100 upon total number of books sold 480 into 360. This will be 75. Same way, central angle for computer will be 150 upon 480 into 360, that is 112.5. Central angle for Hindi will be 90 upon 480 into 360, that is 67.5. If we take sum of all these central angle, this must be equal to 360 degree. For making pie chart, we will draw first a circle of suitable radius with the help of the compass and pencil. Now, from the center of a circle, we will take a reference line to the circle. From center of a circle to the circle. Fine. Now we will plot sectors for the different items. First is math book sold. We have calculated central angle for the math book sold is 60 degree. So what I will do, with the help of the protractor, I will draw an angle of 60 degree with the taken reference line. I will mark an 60 degree and draw an angle of 60 degree. So this will become a sector, and I will write 60 degree, and this will represent number of math books sold. Now from this line, I will be using it as a reference line, and I will draw second sector, that is number of English books sold. We have calculated central angle for the number of English books sold is 45 degree. So from this line, I will be drawing an angle of 45 degree, taking this line as a reference line. So I'll mark an angle of 45 degree, and I will make an angle of 45 degree with this line as baseline. I will write it here 45 degree, and this will be English. So this sector is representing the number of English books sold. Now from this arm, I will be drawing another sector for the third item, that is science books sold. I will take this line as a reference line and will make an angle of 75 degree. Okay, so I'll mark 75 degree and will make an angle of 75 degree. I will write here 75, and I will write science here. This sector will represent the number of books sold of science. Now this line I will be taking as reference line, this one, and I will making 112.5 degree angle to make sector showing number of computer books sold. So I'll place my protractor here and consider this as a reference line, and will draw an angle of 112.5 degree. So here I'll mark 112.5 degree angle and join it. So I'll get this sector as number of books sold of computer having central angle 112.5. The last sector that will be left of Hindi, and this angle will be 67.5. I will write 67.5 here, and I will write Hindi. So this sector will represent a information that number of Hindi books sold. So this is a complete pie chart representing the data number of books sold of math, English, science, computer and Hindi. In this way we make pie chart to now we will learn how to read information from the given pie chart. Question is, a group of people were asked about their favorite car color. The result is shown by the following pie chart. A part is find the value of X. B part is if 90 people like silver color, find a total number of people in the group. C part is find percentage of people like blue cars. In the given pie chart, central angle for white color is 4x degree, and for silver is 90 degree, and for blue color is 5x degree. If I take sum of all these central angle, this must be equal to 360 degree, that is complete angle. So 4x plus 5x plus 90 equal to 360. 9x equal to 360 minus 90. Solving it, x will be equal to 30 degree. Now coming to B part. Number of people like silver color is 90, and formula for central angle for silver will be number of people like silver upon total people into 360. Central angle for silver is 90 degree. So 90 degree equals to 90 upon total people into 360 degree. Solving it will get total people equals to 90 upon 90 into 360. Solving it will get total people equals to 360. So there are 360 people in the group. Now coming to C part. Central angle for people like blue color will be 5x, that is 5 into 30 equals to 150 degree. Now number of people like blue color will be given by formula central angle into total people upon 360 degree, that is 150 into 360 total number of people upon 360 degree. Solving it will get 150. So 150 people like blue color. Now percentage of people like blue color will be given by formula number of people like blue color upon total people into 100 and percentage sign. This will be 150 by 360 into 100. Solving it will get 41.67%. So 41.67% people like blue color.